corruption, self-dealing, enriching yourself and your family? Oh no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. This video is about Trump's friend, Wayne LaPierre, the long-serving head of the National Rifle Association. I just finished reading the 169-page lawsuit filed by New York Attorney General Tish James. And here are the 6 most mind-boggling allegations. 1. Over a 2-year period, LaPierre spent at least $1.3 million in NRA funds on private flights for himself and his family, including flights for his niece and her family that LaPierre wasn't even on. Asked by investigators why his niece, who LaPierre hired to work at the NRA, couldn't just travel commercial, LaPierre explained, quote, "I think it was probably easier to fly private, more convenient," end quote. Yes. You know what they say, your right to fly private shall not be infringed. 2. Now, speaking of convenience, whenever LaPierre vacationed in the Bahamas, which happened multiple times a year, he got there by private air charter, costing the NRA over $500,000. And once they got there, the LaPierres were gifted the use of a 108-foot yacht owned by an NRA vendor. The modest yacht has 4 staterooms, a 16-foot jet boat, 2 jet skis, and a full staff. LaPierre never disclosed his use of the yacht to NRA officials, as he was required to do, and falsely testified that he has never received a gift of value in excess of $250 a month from an NRA contractor. 3. You may have gathered that LaPierre does a lot of travel, and for that he uses a private travel agent who charges exorbitant fees. From August 2014 to January 2020, the NRA paid LaPierre's travel consultant more than $13.5 million, and he got the NRA's top vendor to pay her even more. 4. If all this isn't enough, the NRA also reimburses LaPierre for personal expenses. Now, this isn't some petty cash situation. Between 2013 and 2017, LaPierre was reimbursed for more than $1.2 million in expenses, including $65,000 in Christmas gifts for staff, donors, and friends, $648 in gifts from Namian Marcus to that highly paid travel consultant, $1,595 in gifts for business associates. Each of these gifts was substantially in excess of the $25 limit permitted by the IRS for business gifts. Oops. 5. LaPierre convinced the NRA's largest vendor, a public relations firm called Ackerman McQueen, to pay for all sorts of goodies and then pass those costs through to the NRA. The arrangement concealed expenditures for personal luxuries and defied IRS requirements. Some examples include using the pass-through arrangement with Ackerman to pay for expensive meals for NRA executives at an upscale Italian restaurant, directing Ackerman to purchase several memberships to a members-only cigar bar. 6. LaPierre and NRA leaders had a habit of paying favored top executives hundreds of thousands of dollars after they retired from the organization. It's a pretty sweet gig. For instance, the NRA entered into a post-employment compensation agreement with one executive who retired from the NRA in January of 2016. Despite leaving the organization in the beginning of the year, the individual was still paid a full year's salary, a modest $630,000, and continued to be paid after he stopped working at the organization, receiving $713,000 in 2017 and over $530,000 in 2018. LaPierre himself worked out a sweet post-retirement contract, providing for payments in excess of $1 million per year if he were to retire or leave the organization. LaPierre testified that he didn't know whether his post-employment contract was disclosed to the NRA board. That's the entity that's supposed to be managing the charity's financial health. I'm sure it was just an oversight. So there you have it. The NRA's dues-paying gun owners have been swindled for years by a group of con men who have preyed on phony fears of gun confiscation to line their own pockets. The question is, will they finally stand up to this corruption and join the millions of Americans who are seeking to build safer communities?